Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for coming by. I'm going to review Malevolent Rising, number 1 through 3. And this is number 3. So we got first issues, number 1. There's number 2. And number 3, this particular cover doesn't have number 3 written on it, but it is. This is going to be, the usual walk through the plot type review. I will make some mention of color or whatnot. We're going to look at who the characters are. I'm going to identify all the characters, give you what the broad narrative is in a whole bunch of steps. And I will be pointing out a few little things about the artwork along the way. This is a book by Mr. Branden Sanderson, not to be confused with Branden Sanderson, the sci-fi writer, or the fantasy writer, whatever he is. Oh, look, there's my lamp. Anyway, colors by Colette Monk, and the cover is also Branden Sanderson with Katie Imbro. So there we are. And that's this cover. There are several covers on this. So now I noticed something really cool about this. At first it just looks like, what is this? It's a rainbow. And he has these little glowing things embedded in his jowls and mask, and that's why there's green around here. And then whatever flame is going on back here all makes sense of the coloring. But when I first saw it, all I saw was a rainbow. So anyway, this is actually, properly done coloring. Also, I like the look of it. Now, Branden, I am going to be critical of art a little bit, and you can see here where the deltoids come in. There's a hard line because there's a shadow there. In other images, I believe his art is improving over time, but in other images, in say the first issue, for example, hopefully I can flip to this nice and quick, he does a different effect that I think is good. Sometimes you run across a face that looks a little bit weak. Man, faces are hard, especially noses. Oh, here it is. That one where there's shading instead of hard lines absolutely makes sense. And there is supposed to be a little bit of tension on the arm because, the arm's bent a bit, as you can see. So, this story is relatively simple. This guy with the mask on, he's referred to as the anomaly. He's from a race of slaves, and they are, he's an escaped slave. There's not international, in space there is a government that, it's called the Sovereignty. Go figure. Anyway, they rule with an iron fist. This is a minion of the Sovereignty. The only thing I find weird about this book is, say, the lettering. See how that's a very large print and it touches the edges of the balloon there? That does improve over time. So, there we are. Their slaves have let's see, what do I have in my notes here? They have blood-borne nanobots that allow enhancements, including healing. And only this guy isn't under the mind control and dumbing down that all the rest of the slaves are. So he realizes a few things and he gets out. And we'll look at that a little bit more later. So he escapes, and his escape pod ship really makes it to Earth. Right? This is him passing out from his injuries after escaping. Meanwhile, on Earth, we're introduced to some of our characters. The dark-haired woman here is, I need her name, Amelia. And then this is one of our protagonists, Alex. They work at a company called Amtech. So Alex is sort of new there. Alex's husband used to work at Amtech. And then he disappeared and was presumed dead in some kind of military operation. And she is very curious about the company. And this is Cyrus. So we have Amelia and Cyrus. These ultimately are alien hunters. They're on the scene where the alien ship has crashed. Amelia is curious about this, and we find she's talking to somebody named Cassie. Cassie is her roommate, and we can tell by the word balloon, Cassie is talking through an electronic device. There you are, in her ear. So there's that. We do finally meet Cassie later at home, down there, and they're spying. They're trying to spy on Amtech to find out what happened to Alex's husband. I gotta keep the name straight. Anyway, they did recover the alien ship, and they're going after, they have the alien, and let's see, Alex gets discovered, and then needs to flee, runs into the alien, our guy from the first chapter, and he says, do not be afraid, I can help you, and she says, what's happening, because she didn't know this guy was here, and he says, you must remain calm, I said I can help, but you must set me free, and so he's going to help her bust out, and a little thank you from Branden here, and nice piece of art. So we're going to move to number 2. Now, I'm not going to spoil everything. We're going to get into number 3, but we're only going to go halfway. Number 2 is pretty simple, but the plot does develop, and I think this is well written. So what did I like about it so much? It took me a while to realize why I liked it. It's just fun. The artwork is sufficient. It will improve. I think he is improving. You get told what you need to be told. It's just fun to read. That's cool. She busts him out. He helps her escape the building they're in. You know, a lot of action. They get back to they get back to her place. The alien hunters are now, you know, joining up to go find him. They're talking and figuring some things out. His ship, they have it. The company has it. He doesn't know that. He thinks it's destroyed. The ship itself poses no threat. The star drive, however, the ship's engine is another matter. From where I come from, my people are slaves. For centuries, we have lived to serve an empire known throughout the galaxy as the Sovereignty. Over 1,000 generations, they have engineered us, using their twisted science to perfect us and make us into the ultimate workers, durable, powerful, devoid of such flaws as free will and individuality. But I was different. I was aware, and I was a threat. So I escaped. And it goes on from there. If the star engine, or sorry, did you call it star drive? Sorry. If the star drive is turned on, it will put out a signal that leads the Sovereignty to Earth. And apparently right now the Sovereignty doesn't know about Earth. So, spoiler for issue 2. So, super soldiers always bring conflict, don't they? In issue 3, don't go too far, what do we get a little bit of background, just a little flashback, and they're plotting to break in because they need to get to the ship so that he can disable it. She needs to find out what's going on with her husband. Still, that's just why she was there in the first place, but now she can't pose as an employee or be secretly employed or whatever. And so they steal a truck, hijack a truck to get in there. They make their way in, etc. And the audience knows more than they do. So there's a little detail in here where his little pad shows her identity, and it says don't stop her. You know, so the bounty hunters are plotting for them to come back just out of suspicion. So when things seem to go awry, he comes out of the back of their truck. He wants to get a ship, and this is my stopping point. So they know each other. And it's like, oh, okay, a little bit of a twist, not a big one. So I can't show you any more because there are a couple more twists, and I really don't want to spoil that. So we're into issue 3 now. But like I said, this is just a fun read. I think the artwork is improving. For some reason, number 3 was printed. I think he changed who he's printing with, but number 3 is printed just a little bit larger than standard comic. It's not a big deal. It fits in the bag and board. Yeah, I enjoyed being taken on the ride. So you can get into the characters. There really isn't a obvious forced hero's journey or anything like that. So that's good too. So there's a bit of the story for you. And then he's doing number 4 right now. His campaign for number 4 did fund, so I'm definitely getting my copy. And I'm looking forward to it. He says there's going to be more twists, so that's always good. And if you go to the campaign for number 4, he does show some artwork. And I think his art's definitely improved over time. So this is a good one to remember. Anyway, I almost forgot that, you know what, it's probably the bag is blurry. Oh, hey, no way. Trading cards. Compose myself. There are trading cards. So, anyway, if you go to his campaign for number 3, which may still be in demand, oh, it's signed. He republished numbers 1 and 2 in a single volume. You can probably pull those up right now and not have to wait for number 4. And then separately get number 4. So first issue, second issue, second issue, yeah. And then there's this issue, wraparound cover. He may still have copies left. Go check his Indiegogo. As always, I'll have like links in my description or whatnot. All right, hey, thanks for sticking with me. Bye-bye. Dude, he made trading cards. Cool.